Good morning, guys. It is Monday and coming at you live from my little office. It's pouring down rain. Hope y'all are well. This thing's dragging on. But anyways, what better way to get going than to start off in scripture? So if you guys would stop right where you are and just pause this video, go ahead and read Luke chapter 10, verses 30 through 37. Going to be in the Good Samaritan this morning. Just something I've kind of been marinating on. So go ahead and stop, read that, and then press play once you kind of read through that. So a few things that really I have been just wrestling with over the last couple weeks. There's three people that see this man that is kind of beaten up on the side of the road. The first is a priest. And it's interesting because the people that Jesus was talking to would have understood a lot of the backstory that's going on. You know, priest, super important person in society. And yet it says when the priest comes along, he saw the man lying there, crosses to the other side of the road and passed him by. I wonder, are there people who are suffering in our local context? Are there people in our community who need us to notice, who need us to maybe not go around them to continue on with what we're doing that day, and need us just to take a minute out of our day to reach out to them. The next person that comes along, it says, is a Levite. And I was taught this passage in one of my classes I took for Young Life, and they were talking about how everyone who would have been there listening would have known that for a Levite to go and care for a bleeding man on the side of the road, it would have made him ceremonially unclean for a week, 10 days. So he would have not been able to perform his duties as a Levite in the temple. And all of them probably would have sat there thinking, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like he's not gonna cast aside his duties just to help this random man on the side of the road. And yet Jesus paints him in this negative light. And I've been wondering, what are the jobs in my life that I think are so important that can't be cast aside to go and help somebody that's in need? And I would ask you that same question. What are the areas of your life that you're thinking, all right, this rhythm is too important, this mission is too important, this job is too important. I just don't simply have the time to reach out and help somebody. I would question that and say, I don't know what is much more important than reaching out to people in need. And then the third person that comes along is a Samaritan, somebody who everybody would have turned their noses up at and said, this person is an enemy of this guy, of the Jewish man laying on the side of the road. And yet he's the one that stops. I think it's so interesting. The Samaritan man would have never, he would have known that he was never going to get paid back. He would have known that they are from different sides of the train tracks, if you will. And yet he was willing to go out of his way. It cost him something. He had to pay somebody to take care of this guy. And so I guess my question for us today is, there's so much opportunity out there. There's people in isolation. There's people frustrated. There's people with physical needs. Can we as a Young Life community come alongside those people? Can we not go around and ignore? Can we not act like what we're doing is more important? And would we be willing to absorb the cost ourselves, knowing that it will be well worth it? And that's exactly what Jesus calls us into. So take a little time today to kind of think on that, pray on that maybe. If you have ideas for people that we can care for, reach out, because I would love to know. I would love to stack hands on that. Because I think people will remember who reached out to them in the middle of these times. So I'm praying for you guys. Love you guys. Grateful for y'all. Grateful to be in this with you. So thanks.